The Iraqi dinar, a name that's been whispered in financial circles for decades. Today we're diving into something that many believe could reshape global markets: the Iraqi dinar revaluation. The idea that this currency could surge in value, re-emerging as a major player in international finance. But is this fantasy, or is there a method behind the madness? If you're ready to peel back the layers of this intriguing topic, stay tuned. We're about to embark on a journey through the world of international economics. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about global finance, we've got something for everyone. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful content. Let's dive right in. One of the buzzwords around the Iraqi dinar is redenomination. What does this mean, and how does it fit into the larger economic picture? Simply put, redenomination is the process of changing the face value of a currency. Imagine having a pile of cash with hundreds or thousands of zeros. It becomes cumbersome for daily transactions. That's where redenomination comes in, making the currency more user-friendly by removing unnecessary zeros. However, it's essential to distinguish between redenomination and revaluation. While both involve adjusting the currency's value, they target different aspects. Redenomination focuses on simplifying the currency's face value, while revaluation aims at aligning the exchange rate with the true economic worth of the currency. To put this in perspective, consider the Turkish lira. In 2005, Turkey undertook a redenomination process, shifting from the old Turkish lira to the new Turkish lira, removing 6 zeros. This move simplified transactions, but didn't change Turkey's position in global currency markets. On the other hand, a revaluation would impact the exchange rate. If the Iraqi dinar were revalued, it would mean that $1 would cost significantly more dinars. This would affect international trade, investment flows, and the cost of imports for Iraq. Now the million-dollar question: is the Iraqi dinar on the verge of either redenomination or revaluation? Some clues can be found in Iraq's history. The early 1990s, the dinar faced hyperinflation due to the Gulf War and international sanctions. At one point, it took 3,300 dinars to buy a single US dollar. Eventually, the dinar was pegged to the US dollar to stabilize its value. However, this peg has left the dinar with a substantially lower exchange rate than its pre-1990 value. The question is, given Iraq's current economic state and aspirations, could it be on the cusp of changing this long-standing situation? While predictions are inherently uncertain, several factors point toward a potential shift. First, Iraq's oil production plays a pivotal role. Oil revenues have been a backbone of Iraq's economy. Though OPEC's second-largest proven oil reserve and growing exports, Iraq's financial landscape is steadily improving. The increase in revenue could provide the impetus for currency reform. Second, there's the political will. The Iraqi government has signaled its intention to tackle the issue. Leaders have recognized the challenges of a low-value currency and expressed interest in pursuing reform. This signals that the process might not be as distant as some might think. Third, Iraq's banking sector has seen notable improvements. Significant investments have been made in technology and infrastructure, hinting at the country's readiness to support a new currency or revalued dinar. Finally, the region's economic shifts play a part. Countries like Turkey and Iran have undertaken or are considering currency adjustments. Iraq, in its strategic position, might be influenced or even participating in these discussions to coordinate a regional economic approach. But how would such a shift impact the rest of the world? Changes to the Iraqi dinar wouldn't exist in a vacuum. The impact could ripple across multiple sectors. The energy market could see immediate effects. Iraq, being a major oil exporter, would instantly become more expensive for buyers. This could send shockwaves through the energy supply chain, influencing global oil prices. Investors might also need to reassess positions in the event of a sudden revaluation or redenomination. Unexpected changes in currency values could trigger substantial gains or losses depending on one's exposure. For instance, those holding or trading dinars might benefit if the currency strengthens. Conversely, they could face losses if the currency weakens. Additionally, the banking and financial sectors would need to adapt quickly to handle the changes. Banks and financial institutions would be on the front lines, facilitating the transition and ensuring smooth operations amidst the shift. It's essential to stay ahead of such changes by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. That way you won't miss any updates on the Iraqi dinar or other global financial shifts. The path to currency reform is rarely straightforward. Challenges can range from logistical issues to political roadblocks. There's the question of how smoothly the transition could unfold. Managing public perception, ensuring international coordination, and overcoming any resistance are crucial. Also, the timing of any reform would be a significant consideration. Economic forecasts and global market conditions play a role in determining the ideal window for such a major shift. Iraq, with its unique blend of historical challenges and modern ambitions, finds itself at a pivotal crossroads. The decision to either revalue or redenominate the dinar could be a giant leap toward economic stability and growth. It could also open doors to increased foreign investment and trade. But as with any major financial change, it's not just about Iraq. The ripples could extend far beyond its borders, impacting global markets, investments, and trade routes. As we stand on the edge of 2025, the world watches intently. Will the Iraqi dinar reclaim its past glory or continue its familiar role? Only time will tell. While the future holds uncertainties, one thing is clear: staying informed is paramount. Subscribe now to ensure you're not left out of the loop when the next chapter unfolds. Now let's turn to the heart of the matter. Why is 2025 a significant year in the narrative of the Iraqi dinar? Several converging factors make this year a potential turning point. First, Iraq has taken proactive steps toward economic reform. Policies aimed at diversifying the economy, reducing reliance on oil, and encouraging foreign investment signal a nation preparing for a more prominent global role. Second, Iraq's security situation has seen notable improvements. Decades of conflict have hindered economic progress. However, with increased stability, the groundwork for financial restructuring becomes more feasible. Third, there's the element of regional influence. As neighboring countries consider their own currency reforms, Iraq might be aligning its strategy to ensure it remains competitive and connected within its economic sphere. Furthermore, global economic shifts could be playing a role. The evolving dynamics of international finance and trade could be creating an environment where a revalued or redenominated dinar might thrive. Lastly, there's the sentiment factor. After years of speculation, the Iraqi dinar has reached a tipping point in public consciousness. With more eyes on its trajectory, the pressure and momentum for change might be reaching a fever pitch. So when it comes to the most anticipated revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, we're not just looking at a random year. 2025 represents a culmination of various political, economic, and social factors that have been building over the years. It's a moment when Iraq seems poised to take its place on the global financial stage, potentially reshaping not just its own destiny, but also influencing international markets in ways we're only beginning to understand. So should you invest in the Iraqi din